you know, it shows that I have 3 call-in people.
So Tony and Pete, and you think maybe Bob?
I don't know if Bob is the other one and maybe he's muted. Nobody has. Okay, well, hello?
We can hear you.
Is that Bob? Okay, we'll just give it another minute here to. So, Janelle, I see you went for a ride tonight this evening.
Did I what?
We're out for a little cocktail ride.
No, that was another pontoon. We were mowing the lawn.
Oh, okay. They were back with you.
Yeah, I saw that boat out, and I didn't know who it was.
Okay.
Yeah, Blues Cruise hasn't been out for a few days.
Okay.
We did go by your house though, Dennis, and yours, Tony, and yours, Mark, on Sunday.
Hey, I'm going to call the meeting. You ready, Nicole? Oh, Nicole's muted. Oh, there's.
Ready when you are, sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm going to call the meeting to order at 7:31. I guess, Michelle, we're all set.
Great. Have a great meeting.
Okay.
Thanks,
Thank
Michelle.
you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Nicole, you want to read the minutes from the last meeting?
All right, so the minutes of the meeting of April 8th, 2020. The meeting of the Rogers Lake Authority was convened virtually at 7:30 p.m. on April 8th, 2020. The following members were present: Dennis Overfield, Dick Smith, Janelle Janes, Robert Recor, Mark Hastings, and Tony Phillips. The minutes were recorded by myself. The minutes of the Rogers Lake Authority was called to order at 7:31 by Dennis. The minutes from March were read aloud. A motion to accept the minutes from March was made by Dick. Janelle second. Motion passed unanimously. Lake Patrol. Lake Patrol has not started. The patrol boat should be put into the water soon. There is already a lot of activity on the lake. Weeds, nothing to report. Budget, nothing to report. Old business, the board reviewed the current budget. Signage is still on a standstill with deep due to social distancing. The dam sluiceway operation procedure is progressing. A gauge was installed to monitor the water level, which will help to complete the operation procedure. 175 fish came into the lake today, and almost 800 alewives have come back in total. Deep requires a minimum flow from the dam. Yale has a flow meter, which they will install in the next few weeks to monitor the flow. Janelle is still working on the newsletter. She will send the board the newsletter to review over the weekend. Rogers Lake Authority received the water quality report. The report was lengthy and hard to understand. Overall, the report showed normal water quality. Recommendations included limiting the use of herbicides to recreationally important areas, continuing with water quality monitoring, and expanding the algae count program. The board discussed having a third party interpret the report for a better understanding. New business, there is a mechanism called Goose Chasers, which is a cylinder 5 inches wide and 2 feet high, cemented into the ground near the boathouse. They work by sensing motion and emitting a yellow light at night. There still seems to be goose droppings at the Haynes Park. Janelle received question from neighbors: is Rogers Lake Authority going to help control the geese, including addling eggs? The town oversees geese control. It is recommended to contact them in order to find out more details. Motion to adjourn made by Dick, Mark seconds, and the meeting ended at 8:27.
Any comments, corrections? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes.
I make a motion to accept the minutes as read.
I second it.
Okay, that was,
Okay,
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Okay, I'm gonna I sent out the budget for April. And just in summary, we have almost 67% remaining in our year of what we're going to spend. We put the patrol boat in and it needed a new prop. But I guess we really haven't had any other major expenditures, right, Dick? I mean,
No, nothing.
that's the only thing that didn't show up. So the bottom line is we have, we're in good shape as far as the budget. Any other discussion about budgets or questions or?
So there's plenty of money for the manning of the patrol boat and the, at the boat launch area.
Yes, we had, for the boat launch, we had 32% remaining. In the patrol boat, we had 28%, but we were told we could move funds around if we needed to up those. Basically, we're in good shape there either way.
Good.
All right. Dick, you want to talk about patrol boat or your
On your hats for this one. About a week ago, I contacted Amy to find out what she needed for forms we filled out for the patrol people. I was informed then that there was no summer help this year. So I immediately emailed Tim. He called me back the next day and I explained to him, I said, Tim, you may have closed Haynes Park and everything else and the beaches. I says, but the state boat launch is open. And a lot of the crazies are out already. So I had to go through him on the phone while he looked at the budget. He looked at this, he looked at that. He talked about the people, who they were coming back. In the end, he says, hold on a minute. I'll call you right back. If you want to talk to Nicole Saturday, come back down and tell me. I says, all right, everything's back on. Okay, good. I says, because, who's going to be responsible for this if we're not out there? So he reconsidered, and, the only thing he wants now is he's drawn up a letter for the young people to sign just by their parents, noting that they are working for the town. So I said, not a problem. But I said, and I'm still waiting for the forms from Amy. I haven't got those yet, but I've contacted the people who are working and told them plan for next weekend. So we're ready to start.
Hey, Dick, what purpose does the letter serve?
I think it's just, knowing Tim, it's just to ease his mind and, in case there's any repercussions from the parents later on about working for the town in this condition, because he talked about social distancing, and I said, that's not a problem. There's only one in the boat and one at the launch. I said, that's not a problem.
Okay.
That's the only explanation I give you on that one. That's something that you wanted. That's fine. I'll get it signed.
Oh, we lost you, Dick.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
Sounds like Robert's trying to get on.
Mm-hmm.
There's some background noise.
Something's going in the background there.
My computer's calling the background Robert.
Oh, Bob Rico is on finally. Hey.
I hope that noise isn't on.
Somebody got background noise or something?
That needs your feedback. Oh,
There it goes. Feedback from me?
I doubt it.
Okay. So Dick, you're not planning on putting anybody out until till Memorial Weekend?
Starting the weekend.
Okay. Is there any chance that we can put somebody out if the weather gets good on Sunday or Saturday, this Saturday?
I don't know what, they're gonna, yeah, we can take the chance. I don't know what they'll say to me, if I go there and pay or not. Hey, I can try it.
Okay.
I think, Saturday's supposed to be the better day. Sunday, it's supposed to be that good.
We just, we definitely, if the weather gets nice, all of a sudden there's somebody out there. So, or, we got issues. So if there was somebody available and the weather was nice, it'd be good to get them out there.
Mhm. Mhm.
Plan on Saturday then or Sunday, because like I say, well, they're both the, I guess, decent days. The better of the two is supposed to be Saturday, but.
Yeah. Look at the weather, and if you can find somebody to put out there, let's put them out. We got the money.
Well, I figured it out. That money's gonna like 5 weeks, and if you split that out by 30 hours each, it comes out right about right. We may have to move some money around.
Yeah, I don't have any problem moving money around over it. Just because, we've had too much, there's definitely been issues out there already. And the sooner we get the boat out there and people looking, the better.
Okay.
Now, I guess the issue is, do we need to have face masks available for? Seemed like that would be a good idea, but I don't know how we would get them.
I got extra ones here. I can give somebody on a boat. That's not a problem.
Okay, that would be good. Why don't we, just, if there's any issues, it'd be good, where they are directly working with people. Okay. Do you think the phone works now?
I'd have to ask Amy that. They usually turn it on about this time of the year.
Yeah, they were supposed to turn it on May 1st.
Oh, and it should be on then.
Yeah. Okay.
Check it. I'll probably have to charge it up anyway and check it.
Yeah. Okay. Any other patrol boat issues? Anybody or?
This is Tony. So you say there have been issues already? What kinds of things have been happening already on the lake?
The jet skis. They've
No.
been down at our end. I know jumping wakes, and just not following the rules.
Mm-hmm.
The people down at the end of the lake, they were out kayaking. They were coming close to them. They tried to speak to the one girl on the jet ski, and she gave them an attitude. So, they were, so that's why I wanted.
Well, Dennis, and I tried to get a picture, but they were moving too fast.
Yeah.
So, these were different jet skis than I've seen on the lake before. They weren't the same people that have given us trouble in other years, it seemed to me.
Well, I'm wondering if it's they got a new one.
I don't know.
Okay. So anyway, Dick, if we can get somebody out there, let's do it. If if the weather permits it, I think it'll be good to have them out there.
Okay.
I guess another question before I forget it. Janelle's to publish the newsletter, and I thought that at the launch ramp they were handing out those newsletters from last year. So the question is, how many did we do last year, and what do you think we need this year? Because I suspect with the jet ski map, we're going to have a little higher distribution as we tell people.
What did we order last year?
I think it was 100. I think we did 100 extra.
100 doesn't seem like many at all.
No, I thought it was 1,000, something like that. Haley.
Somebody, do some muting here. Oh, there we go. Now it's stopped. I'm wondering, should we go for 200 extra?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Mhm.
Because I'm thinking that we're gonna definitely have issues this year, and spreading the word.
I can make sure we have 200 extra.
Okay. The more the better, I think, because when we do stop people, I think we just want to give them, hand them out.
Because they're going to rerun the counts for the 2 areas that we did last year. And then they're going to tell me what the next price point is. And so I'll be able to give the breakout. I can just email it to this whole group.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about the newsletter later, but while I was talking, we're dealing with the patrol, I thought I'd just get that before I forgot it.
So Dick, I have a question. Well, I don't know if it's for Dick or Dennis. Dennis, you had sent an email to the athletic director in town as well as the superintendent. Did that email have anything to do with the safety issues that were raised before, or is that from did that supposed to serve another purpose?
I had heard that the Park and Recs people had indicated there were safety issues with the rowers on the lake. And so I didn't want to find out through Tim or somebody else that there was safety issues and we weren't addressing them. So I reached out to Ian and
Hildy.
And I got an email back from Ian just this afternoon. Actually, everybody should have been copied on that, because when I send out emails like this that cover a large group, I send it to the Rogers Lake Authority email account and the Google group. So if there's anybody has any questions, they kind of, you've got a head up on that. Ian did respond because he's the superintendent, and so I'm guessing that Hildy reports to him somehow. But he indicated that no, there weren't any safety issues, but he appreciated us reaching out to him, and he did kind of allude, everybody should have gotten copied through Google Groups on that, but he did kind of allude that there were some other issues, but they didn't impact us, so I don't care what they are. I just wanted to make sure we weren't overlooking something that we should be aware of.
Yep, I read it.
Okay.
Thank you.
The next thing I wrote in on my agenda was the newsletter. Is everybody happy with going to print with that? Yep. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the newsletter for distribution.
I'll make a motion, we approve the letter for distribution.
I seconded.
Okay, Tony second. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried.
Thank you, Janelle.
Yes, that it sounded, there's a lot of effort going into that.
You're
The
very welcome.
thing that I did, that you did trigger, Janelle, is that I was looking at the West Shores website, and there is a map up there of the rules and how to go around the lake, and it does need to be updated. And I think I have a different version of that map that I think it's what's posted over at the launch ramp on that big sign. I have a small version of that. And I told Nicole that I would update that, and so she could put on the website. And I guess we should also put it up on the, well, I guess we should put the newsletter up on the both towns' website.
Good idea.
Nicole, do you think that, there's the news, when you go to the town's webpage, there's a news tab.
Mhm.
I'm guessing we should, send it to the Michelle and see if, and also Linda, and see if they'll post it up on the website.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense. I didn't receive an electronic copy of the newsletter, so if you want to send that, I can include it in the minutes this month.
Okay, well, let's wait until Janelle goes to press, because Janelle, I saw in your email that you were waiting for feedback from the publisher to make sure they didn't have any issues.
Yeah, and he got back to me today and said, I'll review this information and get back to you with any questions. So he should be good.
Okay, so when you know he's happy with what we've got, I guess send your file to
Nicole?
to Nicole, and then Nicole send it to both towns to post on their news tabs.
Sure.
Okay. Now, Janelle, it's the format that it's gonna come out in is format that it's gonna get mailed in. And I'm wondering if that's the format that we wanna send for publication, or
So what do you mean the format?
well, it
It's
doesn't.
11 by
Mailing.
It doesn't go
it's
page
11 by
1.
17. What?
It doesn't. When I look at it, I don't see page 1, 2, 3, 4. I see page 1.
Yep. Because when so if you print it out, okay, you print it out and you picture an 11 by 17 double-sided, when you lay it out and then you fold it and fold it again, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But are you saying if it's a digital copy, it doesn't make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
If I open the Word file, it's good for printing.
So I can take the file for a digital and I can put it in the order it needs to be in.
Yeah.
I can do that, because you wouldn't need the mailing page, you wouldn't need that mailing page. And I could put the map, the jet ski distance map at the bottom. And what's happening in or around the lake can be the first. I can do that.
Okay. But so that would just, when people would read it online, it would be
It will
more.
flow. It will flow. Yep.
Okay. So Nicole, Janelle will send that to you at some point. I mean, it doesn't, as long as we get it, well, we need it done before Memorial Day.
Okay.
Definitely. Okay. Moving on, old business, Sluiceway. Mark, you want to talk about that?
Sure. Well, we've made progress. I've gotten a draft of an initial operating updated to the town's operating format, and Dennis has given me some comments back. So that's progressing. What we still need, and which is the simplest thing that Dick's actually been doing for years, is to know that anticipated raining 2 inches, how low should we bring down the level of the lake, protect against flooding. And Dennis has been, as you guys have seen, been collecting the water levels of the rainfall. I put those all in a big spreadsheet, and we're trying to compute the effects as we go along. One factor we've had in trying to get that data to make sense is we've had the fish ladder going. Well, we can account for that. That's still a drain off, so we don't have a simplistic view. For sure, it's progressing. Now we're just trying to get enough data on the inflows in and out of the lake to be able to make a good suggestion or to an operator as to how to control, to the extent they can, the level of the lake with the sluiceway. In the interim, we've learned a lot. Dennis and I were down with a flow meter today that the guys from Yale have loaned us to sort of confirm the engineering information we've been provided. And so it's progressing. I don't know if you want to add anything, Dennis. You as much as me at this point.
Yeah. Mark and I talked this morning. Sort of the next step is the fish ladder should be getting closed soon. Yale said that last year at this time the fish ladder was closed because they stopped coming, but this year it started early and it's still going. But what we want to do is, once the fish ladder is closed, then we know we've kind of taken leakage or flow out of that picture, and we need to get some more rain events to really understand, okay, we get 1 inch, and Dick has told us it goes up about 4 inches, and we see about 3.6, but yet the fish ladder is open. So, so we're in the ballpark, but we'd like to get a little more data. Once we get that, then we can put some firm numbers in this procedure that Mark has been putting together. And then, Dick, we thought once we had something that was readable, then we should sit down with you and go over it to see what you think.
Okay.
And then we'll present it to the rest of the RLA board for their input and see what we want. And then we vote on it, and then we send it. Oh, then we also, we wanted it, I think the same time Dick is looking at it, we'll get input from Yale, because there's going to be a segment in there about what to do when the fish ladder is open. And the thing that we discovered, I think, since the last meeting is that if we open the sluiceway gate all the way, we're starting to wash out the fish ladder at the Upper Mill Pond. But if we only open it halfway, then the washout is not a problem there. So we're learning these little things, and that's what's got to go in this document so we can plan appropriately. But we thought we'd get feedback from Yale and feedback from Deep, and then at that point, send it to the selectmen to try to get them to buy into making this, a working document. So, any comments or anybody else got any ideas?
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Okay, but I would say that, we're looking at June before we're ready to talk to you, Dick.
Okay.
There's still a lot of work to be done, but Mark has done a yeoman's job pulling it together and he's been looking at the design specs from the people that built the dam and verifying it. And the good thing is now Yale lent us this flow meter. And in the summer, when we have a minimum flow requirement that we have to keep water going out of the lake. And we know the leakage under the dam provides part of that. And that's a hard figure that the design people have given us. And now with this flow meter, we know exactly how far open we need to make the sluice gate to satisfy the minimum flow, so that there's any issues downstream, we're in compliance with Deep. So that's I guess, Mark, it doesn't look like we're going to have to open it very much at all.
No. Actually, I wish after we closed it today, I wish I had done a test of what was coming out still, because I think that's almost enough.
What's coming out of the fish ladder, yeah.
The fish, no, the amount that was coming out of the sluiceway.
Oh, the leakage.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We don't need not very much has to go out. So when the water comes down, I might measure that.
So anyway, it's good now. We're getting some good hard data, so that if there's anybody that feels they're being slighted, we have data to show that we're in compliance. That's all we're trying to do. Okay. On the LYs, they are still coming in. They had 24 come in today. The total is up around 2,600 that have come back into the lake. And they've got a number of trout and 3 different varieties of trout that have come up the fish ladder. So everybody's happy with what's going on there. Just the one thing that we didn't learn till we talked with Yale is that the eels come back into the lake. I thought the eels just lived in the lake. They tell us no, and that they will start migrating back into the lake, and they will actually climb up the spillway and go into the lake, which I never knew. Just random information that we're gleaning here.
I haven't seen eels for years here.
So anyway, Yale said that they would, said there's just thousands of them when they see them coming, and that they'll, I said, I don't know, show me, I want to see this. So anyway, we'll keep watching that. All right. The vendor for the water quality testing, that contract I sent to Tim. Michelle made sure that he signed it, and she said that it went off, so that should be set. And we have the contract for the invasive weed study, the end of June, that's set. On the report that we did get from AER that we can't read, I've taken an action item. I'm going to take the summary and try to put it into plain English. And then I will forward that to the 2 town selectmen. And I guess, that public information, we should just put that report up on the Rogers Lake website. Anybody have any comments?
I agree.
Okay, so,
You sure that's not going to be a problem?
well, we have a contract with AER, and whatever they send us, that falls on that freedom of information thing. I don't see that we
Okay.
can withhold that information.
Okay.
Anybody have any other thoughts that I'm just figuring that we need, we need to try to comply with that. I don't think we're gonna raise any issues there.
Okay.
It's a positive report and everything, and okay. Any old business? Any other old business? Okay, new business. I think we've kind of covered it. I have a Yale Deep Alewives update. We did that. We talked about the patrol boat, and I think if we get nice days, I guess, Dick, we had been putting the patrol boat out on Tuesdays and Thursdays when the seniors were out rowing. But that's, not happening.
Right.
So,
Happened all summer. This is nice.
I guess the only reason we'd want to put the patrol boat out during the week is, if we get some really nice weather and we get, things get a little rowdy out there. So, I don't see any, reason why, if we see things are not going good, that you can't put somebody out there.
Okay, now we'll keep track of it and see how it goes.
Hey, Bob, can you hear us? I can see you, but I can't.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I can just give you an update on
I'm
hearing
hearing
myself.
myself.
I
Contacted
Joseph
Plant
with
with the environmental technician
of Ledge Lake,
and we
we
had
had
a
long
long, lengthy discussion.
and he understands
Our
the
lake
responsibility of managing our lake. So
all information from
Ledge
Lake
Lake will be forwarded to me. It's also
also
being
being
sent
sent
to
to
John Bugby, who's Line's Director of Parks and Recreation. And at this time, Ledge Light has not been informed as to when the beaches and lake will be permitted to open, but once that's resolved, it'll be business as it was in the past. Okay?
Okay. I just got at 5 o'clock. I got a email from Ledge Light. See that they wanted to make sure that they had everybody, the right people on distribution. Did you see that email, Bob?
Yes,
Okay,
we're
good.
good.
All right. Any other new business? Okay. It seems to me that things are sort of under control temporarily. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Okay, got a second?
I second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Thank you.
Those
Oh,
opposed?
wait a minute. We didn't ask if the people who called in, like Pete, have any questions.
Oh, yes. Pete, you still on with us?
Yeah, I'm still on. I don't have any questions. Thank you for all the information.
Anybody else that's called in have anything they would like to say? Okay, all those in favor of adjourn, say aye.
Hi.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you very much. The next
Yeah,
meeting,
take care.
All right.
Bye.
next meeting's June 10th.